Today is January 26th. We're in Proverbs chapter 6. So I hope you'll take some time to read Proverbs 26, and then you can leave a comment with something God's teaching you through this chapter today. A couple of themes that really kind of strike me in this chapter. First has to do with the fool and his perception of wisdom. And what should we do with the fool who is spouting off what he thinks is knowledge and makes no sense? And we kind of get contradictory answers in verses 4 and 5. And it's kind of even hard for me to understand. I probably need to study it more, but at least want to share some of my initial thoughts. Verse 4 says, "Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself." In other words, if a fool is rambling on and you get in an argument with him, you're going to look like a fool as well. Don't answer the fool. Then verse 5, immediately following, says, "Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes." In other words, if a fool is spouting things off, you better correct him, or else he's going to think he's right. So what's the answer to that? Do we answer a fool and look foolish ourselves, or do we not answer a fool to try to maintain our own wisdom? Do we enable him because we don't answer him? It's just very confusing. And I think as we read both of these, there's some discernment that we need to look to. There are certain times where we're best off closing our mouths and just not responding to foolish banter, just to let it go. It's not worth the fight. But there are some circumstances where possibly God's word is being called into question, possibly where someone's reputation or our own reputation is called into question. Possibly there may be other circumstances that we use wisdom, because there are times we need to correct a fool to make sure gossip doesn't continue. And that kind of leads us to the second theme that I think I see in this chapter is gossip itself, and it's talked of the whisper, especially verses 20 through 22. I really like how the proverb in verse 20 tells us that the whisper leads to fighting. It says, "For lack of wood, the fire goes out, and where there is no whisper, quarreling ceases." So just like if you want to get rid of a fire, you get rid of the source of the fire, you get rid of the wood. The same if you want to get rid of fighting and strife, you get rid of the gossip, right? If there's no whispering, if there's no secrets among people, there's no need for fighting. 21 kind of says the same thing. And then 22, and we'll kind of close with this, says, "The words of a whisper are like delicious morsels. They go down to the inner parts of the body." Why do people keep whispering and gossiping? Even though they know it fuels the fire, it's because it sounds so good. They go down to the inner parts. They taste like delicious morsel. We crave the gossip. We want to be in the loop, and we want to be the ones to share news. But there's danger in that because it fuels the fire of quarreling.